BridgePath. This is Access Houston on 97.9 The Box.
Good Sunday morning. You're listening to Access Houston. I'm your host, KG Smooth. You know, with small businesses being the backbone of the Houston economy, but sadly, majority of small businesses fail within their first 5 years, and that is because they don't have all the information or the support that they need to succeed. But there is some help. There is some free help that is available to help those businesses now not only survive, but also to thrive. So here to talk more about the free Getting Down to Business program, which is sponsored by Capital One Bank, is Ram Mashruwala. I got it. How'd I do? We did good. He's with SCORE, and Mr. Rudy Cavazos Jr.
Correct.
With BridgePath. Good morning, gentlemen. Welcome to the program.
Good morning.
Good. So let's get right to it. What is Getting Down to Business?
Well, Getting Down to Business is a signature program that was created probably around 5 or 6 years ago.
Oh, no, it's 8 or 9 years ago.
8 or 9 years.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's a long.
Time is just flying by. We've been having a lot of fun with this program. But the purpose of this program is to assist small business owners, entrepreneurs that have at least 1 year under their belt, that are making less than $1 million in revenue for the year. And what we provide during a 7-month period is education in the form of presentations that cover how to improve your credit, open doors to obtaining loans for capital or for funding, and et cetera. Programs and presentations that focus on building a better business plan, learning how to read your own financial statements, learning how to e-marketing. E-marketing is another very popular topic. And then we have our one of our strongest partners in this initiative, which is SCORE, and they bring a massive amount, not only experience, but expertise. I'll let Raj talk a little bit about that.
Sure.
Thank you. Yeah. You know, one of the things that when Capital One Bank created this program, we used to do a lot of workshops with them, but you had a lot of people coming in. But it was like 2 hours of teaching and then they disappear. And they wanted to try and see if they could actually foster some people and take them through this program to see if they could turn them around. So what happens is when small businesses start early, in the first year or two, a lot of times they start with not much planning. The owner has a passion, and so they just start off. A year or two later, they find that they're sort of running in place, not taking much money home, have no free time, nothing. So that is the time to really get these people and see if we could help them. A lot of times the help is just an ability for them to sit down once or a couple of times a month with other people in the same boat, talk about their problems, and then have mentors from SCORE who could actually help them answer their questions and so on. So it gives them a time to think. But one of the things we found in the early part of it was that after you give all that help and say, you got to grow this business and come up with a growth plan, you find they're not bankable. So a lot of them have poor credits, have never borrowed money. Really, a lot of them have no savings at all. A lot of them have negative net worth. So that's where, at that time, Rudy and Marina came in. And we thought the program thought that was probably the most important thing, to start early, to teach them good habits, to start repairing their credit. And then there is a savings component here. Capital One Bank matches dollar for dollar whatever savings you have, up to $1,000. So the idea is not only to teach, but give them tools then to grow the business.
Indeed. So it sounds like what you're teaching to me, and correct me if I'm wrong, this sounds like basic business 101 if you're an entrepreneur, like starting a business, just to go off of what you just saying. Because as you were talking, Raj, I'm thinking to myself, if I'm going to start a business, I'm going to be an entrepreneur. Like I wouldn't have these things already in place. So for people to go into business and then have to kind of, I don't know, learn backwards, if you will, it's kind of a bit counterproductive. But with getting down to business, what edge does it provide for small business owners?
Well, the biggest one really is, to my surprise, I found that it's really getting your credit in line and learn to save. And then Capital One Bank also has a line. They make some money available to these people to borrow. So as soon as they have a plan, which is the first step, obviously, once you have the plan, they can actually get some money to start implementing the plan. And they'll learn all kinds of good habits. This is, like you said about this business 101 basic, a lot of times people don't do it. It's a ready, shoot, aim type stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And so now at least they learn, they actually have a plan, and they get into the habit of looking at the plan to say, am I on track?
Yeah.
Goal setting, I came from a large company, so it was a fairly common thing we did.
With goal setting.
But it's not something people do very often.
And don't get me wrong, and to my people listening, if you're an entrepreneur, small business owner, I'm not talking down on, you just getting up, starting your business and things are going and then you learn more and then you have to, readjust all that. Like, no, I'm not discounting that or diminishing that in no way, shape or form. I guess just in my mind when I said that, like, well, I would think that I already would have, make sure that my credit is right. So if something does come up, then I can have at least that to help back me up when I go to ask to borrow some money from, Capital One or whatnot. So who qualifies for getting down to business?
Well, I think that we briefly covered two of the points. One of them, that you have to be a small business owner with at least 1 year under your belt in existence, your business being in existence for at least 1 year. And also, very important, that your revenue must be under $1 million. Right. So, but other than that, it's open to everyone in this community in the Houston area. I've spoken to people, Latinos. I'm a Latino, so I've spoken to people that are Latinos wondering and asking about this program. And they've asked me, is it in English? Well, yes, it's in English. Business is done in English, and we're doing it in English. However, presenters and my organization, we have bilingual people that will be part of this entire program for the 7 months, and that will be able to provide any kind of assistance when it comes to speaking in Spanish, that bilingual aspect of it. So those are the people that will qualify. One, at least 1 year in business. Two, making at least less than $1 million.
Indeed. You listen to Access Houston. We're talking to Raj with Capital One Bank with SCORE, and also Rudy with BridgePath, getting down to business, a 7-month program to help you entrepreneurs and small business owner. So can you tell me, how has getting down to business been able to help some of the businesses that have gone through the program?
Well, I can give you a very specific example. We've had a small business in the past where we have taken their baseline credit score somewhere, let's say 600.
Okay.
And we've had other people with even lower scores, but we've helped them over this period of 7 months bump up their score by 100 points.
Huh.
And it's just following an action plan. We review carefully everything that's on their credit reports, and then we create a plan that they must complete during the 7 months. If they do, your credit score is going to go up. So we've never had anyone in this program not improve their credit score.
100 points, huh?
100 points for, we've seen it a couple of times. It's just, when we talk about credit and credit scores, people are so afraid, and people have a lot of misunderstandings of what you need to do in order to resolve your credit
Let's
issues.
break that down. Get out of my head, Rudy, because that was definitely going to be my next question. What some of the first steps that one should do? Exactly.
Well, first, of course, one of the mandatory steps that these program attendees have to do is pull all 3 credit reports: TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax. We review that on a one-on-one basis with them and give them this action plan. And usually you'll find that there is information on there that doesn't even belong to them. So right off the bat, we need to remove that, because it doesn't belong to them. It's not their information. And I'll give you an example. It could be an uncle. It could be, in my case, it was my father. My father and I have the same name. I'm Junior.
Right.
And my father's Rodolfo Cavazos. So some of his information would be on my credit report. Not necessarily negative, but it was on there, and it shouldn't be, because it's not my information. You know, I didn't borrow money from X lending institution, and I don't need to have that showing, because then we're talking about numbers showing that I have a lot of outstanding debt, and we don't want that kind of information. So basically what I'm trying to say is that we go in there and we remove all erroneous information, and we correct anything that needs to be on there, and we help them with the process of placing it on there if it's not being reported in an accurate way. So just little matters like that
Sure.
change your credit score.
Yeah.
And that right there opens the door then to you being bankable.
Yes.
So you're teaching
Bankable. I like
budgeting
that.
too.
Well, of course, I mean, the budgeting and the saving,
Yeah.
not only from a personal level, but you have to apply these same concepts into your business.
Yes, absolutely.
You know, you got to pay your utilities at your business. You got to
Right.
pay your salaries, and you have to learn how to categorize your priorities and how you pay, because as Raj says, you know, you don't want to be overworking yourself and not taking any money home because you're not following sound financial concepts.
Indeed. Raj, can you tell us more about SCORE? Is that an acronym for something?
Used to be, yes. It started off as it's an organization created by SBA in 1964. Yeah, they found a group of retired executives on their own helping small business owners, and it turned out their clients were much more successful than other people coming to SBA for loans. So they created this national organization, and it was called Service Corps of Retired Executives, because the initial number, most of us were retired executives from companies. Now with the millennial group coming through, I would say about a third of our people are actually working people, and not all of them particularly were executives. You know, they are professionals who specialize in one area or another. So we have had to restructure the way we provide mentoring also. We're giving a lot of, we're doing online mentoring, email mentoring, we're doing video mentoring, other different ways to get out to people who can't get away during the day.
Okay.
So yes, but the basic premise is still the same. Everybody deserves a mentor. That's
Yes.
our basic belief. And so we first have to educate people, because quite often you can't absorb what we say unless you go through some systematic training. And even these people, I mean, that's the reason for 1 year, is that at least it shows commitment on part of the business owners.
Yeah.
They've hung in there, you know.
Yeah. So, Rudy, can you tell us about BridgePath? How does it provide ongoing assistance to small business owners?
You know, the BridgePath is a nonprofit organization. We like to call ourselves a small boutique nonprofit, and we customize a lot of the financial education with local partners. And when I say customize, is because we offer one-on-one, face-to-face type of presentations. We help people, and we like to say we hold them by the hand, and we help them through all those difficult issues of learning how to improve your spending plan, savings plan, credit, goal setting, and everything underneath the sun that's related to personal finances. We have presentations that we offer. We use the vetted and approved curriculum by the FDIC and the Federal Reserve Bank.
Okay.
And so this curriculum, this information is so well designed, and it's so comprehensive that when we're out there giving these presentations, people really learn, and that's what we look for. It's just like this program. We don't go out and do this one workshop and say, thank you, see y'all later. We like to design and customize these programs that they're over a certain period of time, where we can create a baseline and then prove to our funders, our sponsors, that we've made an impact by using this education, by using this one-on-one type of style.
I think it was your debt boot camp, wasn't it?
Yeah, our debt boot camp, 125 people, all taking that mission and commitment of saying, we're going to go through the next 8 months, and we're going to follow everything that the BridgePath and other partners that are providing this program give us, and we're going to change our lives, change the behavior of how we save money. Now we're going to start living by a balanced budget. And people, again, everyone, their scores, 30, 40, 100 points. People increased their score so high that they were able to qualify to buy a house
That's
they
awesome.
didn't have before.
Yeah.
So we're making an impact, and that's the way you do it, by relationships like SCORE, Capital One Bank, the BridgePath, coming together and providing this type of education.
Oh, well, that's amazing. In the words of the great Jay-Z, financial freedom, my only hope. Forget living rich and dying broke. Yes, indeed. So how can people sign up for the next set of classes for Down to Business?
Well, this one, we still have the registration open till the 15th of April.
Okay, folks, you got time. April just started today.
All they need to do is go to houston.score.org. We have the second tab is workshops. And if you look down there, just go through our stuff and they will find the sign up, the registration tab for this.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's great.
Easy to do.
Gentlemen, you are helping some folks get their things together and in order, and I definitely appreciate that. So don't forget, log on to the site. Give it to me one more time, Raj.
Houston.score.org.
And the deadline to submit is at 11:59 on Monday, April the 15th. All right.
That's
so
right. Don't wait till the last
Don't
day.
wait until the last minute. You absolutely sign up, or you can call 812-777-5181. That's area code 812-777-5181 to call and sign up for the Down to Business program. Again, that's 812-777-5181. Rudy, you wanted to say something? No?
I just wanted to make sure that
one thing I was going to say is
Yes.
that if they go and look at that registration page on our website, click on a link that says 2017 graduates. They could actually read the stories of these people.
Read the success stories of the people to
stories.
let you know that Down to Business.
We didn't get a chance to talk
you
about
going.
the very interesting businesses we had
Well,
last year.
indeed. Well, definitely log on to the site. Rudy and Raj, thank you all so much for sharing this information of Down to Business. And I really appreciate you guys coming on.
And thank you.